one paradox I attended last year. Then I got to know this person is around 67 years of age. So that was a real surprise. It was too inspiring to know that this person who is actually heading a company, he was so active in all the courses that I was taking.
I still remember there is only one live session which I have taken on the floor. No table. Table was so busy that day, and I was so angry with my wife that she is not making things proper.
But as far as the preparation academically, like with the content, yes, I try to revise my content and sometimes I do some changes depending on the previous template batch.
An online setup, it's actually a bit challenging, right? In terms of interaction, engagement, personalization. That I think everybody agrees, right? But then there are several ways of engagement that we can try out, and which is what we keep doing time and again.
If I didn't become an instructor or in the teaching role, I would have become a math magician.
Nothing, I don't do anything surprising.
Yeah, I still play video games.
Okay, I'm a good cook.
So I still remember my first term live session, which went for 4 hours. I took continuously 4 hours without taking any break or anything. Like even I didn't sip a water.
There was a time people don't want to used to get information. There was scarcity of books, there was a scarcity of notes. So those age now it's completely changed. We are having so much information that's basically harmful, I think.
I strongly recommend those set of students who are facing issues in understanding the concepts to join the session and interact with us, learn with us.
I have worked in most of the programming bucket courses, like starting from DBMS. So that was the first course of mine. So that I took on 2021 Jan. Then Java, MAD 1, and degree level, most of the courses I'm in still. Advanced algorithm, then algorithmic thinking in bioinformatics, software testing, software engineering. Yeah, so this is little bit what are the course I takes here. I take here. So that's about me academically and my experience wise. Yeah, thanks.
Okay, hello everyone. I am Anamika Chabra, and I have some 20 years of experience in teaching, including my PhD duration, which I did from IIT Roper and finished in 2021. Before that, I did MTech from Indraprastha University and BTech from Kurukshetra University. And yeah, since April 2021, I've been working in ML side of courses over here, handling MLF, MLT, MLP, deep learning practice, natural language processing, these kind of courses I have been handling over here. Currently, I'm handling DLP and NLP.
Hello everyone, I'm Srikanth Venkateshan. I have done my master's from IIT Madras in the Department of Mathematics, and then I have joined this program. So it's been an 4 years of experience I have. I have started working in math courses, and from there I have taught Math 1, Math 2, Stats 2, and then Machine Learning Foundations also a couple of terms. And currently now I am completely into ES program, and right now in this particular term I am teaching Math for Electronics 1 and Signals and Systems course. So yeah, so that's about myself. Yeah, one more thing. I have also currently a PhD student here. So I'm an half instructor plus half student. Kind of.
So, as you all are instructors in an online program, a completely online program, so we have heard many students complain about the online format, saying that it's a bit isolated. So, what about the teaching experience? Does it get isolating when you are conversing only over an online platform?
See, in an
Uh,
online setup, it's actually a bit challenging, right? In terms of interaction, engagement, personalization. That I think everybody agrees, right? But then there are several ways of engagement that we can try out, and which is what we keep doing time and again. We keep coming up with different ways, changing the model with which we work. bringing in new components, be it online proctored exams or presentations of students or viva. So these are different components that bring in the personalization, and I think using these ways, it is possible to not have an isolation even in an online program. See, online program offers several advantages also, as we know, right? Students can work at their own pace and all that. Um, but whatever disadvantages or shortcomings an online platform offers, I think they can be managed by bringing in different techniques, different components, which is what we keep doing, which is what I like.
So if I compare like this, my classroom teaching along with this online teaching, the main problem, what the challenge I face basically, that is I cannot see the reaction of the students. I cannot get the feedback, right? If they're understanding or not. That's very difficult to find it out because students are not like uh, like they haven't started the camera, right? So I cannot see their faces. So I cannot see their expression, their understanding or not. That's a big problem. But the great thing, what happens, like in my class, I find a student who is about 20 years and who is about like 60, 70 years. A student having zero experience, student having a 30 years experience, right? So in my DBMS class, like I have a student like who is basically from a company. He's having about 20 years experience in a company who is a premier database provider. So having those kind of heterogeneous student, yeah, it's difficult because you have to plan your content very carefully because you have to cater to all this big a wide range of students. That's very difficult thing. And whenever we have to go for an online course, we need to meticulously design the content. But again, good thing one compared to the classroom teaching, we can deliver a lot of content which is not may not be possible um, in a classroom because in classroom teaching, I find at least for me, most of the time I need to look into the managing the class, right? So that is not much here. So we can focus mostly on the content I have to deliver. So content wise, I can deliver a lot. But this heterogeneous crowd, basically, it's enabled the people to learn a lot. So if somebody wants to learn, so they can learn from their peers also. That's an advantage because whenever they're doing a project and we create a group like where the experienced guys are there and the freshers are there. So the freshers will be like getting advantage like anything. So whenever you're teaching a theory, so this experienced people like the students who are having in the experience in the relevant companies, they can add so many practical examples, right? So that also value addition to our courses. So those are very, very key points which I feel very interesting and attractive things in the course. So my take is that if somebody wants to really learn it, there are enough scope for learning. So there is no such disadvantage that will stop the student if they want to learn. Yes, that is for me. Yeah, Srikanth, anything you want to add?
No, I think I will completely agree to all Anamika points and also Arup's. So majorly, what I observe is, so maybe I'm not the right person because I haven't taught offline classes. So whatever I observed in online, at least, so there are many advantages. Everything has their own advantages and disadvantages. But coming to an online thing, so if the student is determined and if is interested to learn, and we have a lot of material that we can cover in online, which is not possible in an offline colleges. So that is one thing. But apart from that, whatever Anamika and Arup stated, uh, those are the main challenges, and we are trying to overcome most of them. We still meet once in a week and discuss all these things, how to improve engagement among the students such that they don't feel this is like an online and nobody is there to taking care of the students. Okay, so that is that is always we are working on.
How important are your live sessions? Can students just prepare for their exams by the recorded lectures, or are live sessions as important as the recorded sections? Do students actually regularly attend your classes?
Okay. What I feel is live sessions are the USP of our program. We were talking about the isolation in an online setup, right? So I think that isolation can be handled through a good use of live sessions. So live sessions are what provide a classroom kind of environment, right? So recorded lectures you can find in different places online, right? There's no dearth of that, as we know. But let's say students have some doubts at any point of time, that is what live sessions are for. They bring in the personalization in an online setup which is otherwise missing, right? So I would I feel students should make a good use of live sessions. At least at degree level, we see that they're not very well utilized currently. So my suggestion to the students would be to make good use of live sessions and uh, uh, fill in the gap that is present, fill in the gap of isolation or non-personalization that is present in an online setup through a good use of live sessions, direct one-to-one interaction. I think they're helpful both for students as well as instructors, right? Students, of course, they get their doubts clarified. They get to talk to somebody in a one-to-one, one-on-one fashion. And instructors get to know more about the students through these live sessions. I think for us also, um, when we see a lot of students in the live sessions, it gives us a high, right? Teachers get a high after taking a good class. So after taking a good live session, it gives us a high as well. That's one thing. The other thing is getting to know more about the students helps us plan the course better also, right? We get to know what are the pain points in a course. So I think live sessions are very important and should be utilized in a better way. Should not be missed is what I would suggest for the students.
Additionally, like what Anamika has said, it's correct. But one message to the student, like in the live session, if you're just listening it is nothing like you're basically seeing the recorded lecture. So live sessions are basically for the interactions, right? So you have to talk, you have to get different views, not only from the instructor, your peers also. That basically the great enrichment you'll get, right? So
Right.
live session basically is a platform where you can enrich, but you have to be interactive in the session. So that's a thing. And definitely, I want to again stress on the point like the instructor also required motivation. So in classes like this phases, understanding kind of phases, basically the motivation, but in the live session, basically we get motivated at the same time, we can understand the pulse of the student, like what they're thinking about the course, right? If they're finding any part is difficult. So there are two way we can interact with them, right? One is the live session, another is on the discourse. Discourse is our text messages, right? So there is a very little chance to capture the emotions. So live session is the best place we can address all those things.
One nice thing about live sessions is the interaction. So what I would actually, it's my personal opinion. So I like interacting with a lot of students in the live sessions and get to know them personally. And then the one more nice thing about live session is, see, whenever we are also students, so if your doubt is being cleared somewhere, which was asked by somebody, rather than you ask the doubt and in front of you it is being solved. So that gives some sort of satisfaction and some sort of better understanding to a student also, right? So in some sense. So even though there are recorded lectures, I have met a lot of students where they join live sessions and they just want to learn along with us. And like it's like sharing knowledge together, right? So that's a nice place. We sit for 2 hours. Students will join, come, and we will discuss about the technical concepts, as well as we will discuss something else, so that we will just build a bond and that stays for the whole term, right? Like, and that way even the average student performs little bit better. So yeah, so live sessions has been helpful to many of the students in the program, and I really suggest those who are struggling to understand the concepts in the session, while watching the lectures, to join the sessions. Maybe they might be feeling that this is like a session which will be streamed on YouTube, and if we join and ask some questions, that will be like an embarrassment to them. But that is not what we think. So I strongly recommend those set of students who are facing issues in understanding the concepts to join the session and interact with us, learn with us.
Yeah.
That is what I
Srikanth.
wanted.
Just one point I want to add, along with the live session, the students should be also actively participate in the discussion in the discourse also, because now like there are several terms are over. So if somebody just go through the content of the discourse like for a particular course, it's a very rich content right now. So I used to think that people like the students are very aware of the discourse, so everybody knows it. So my this kind of thinking got changed. So maybe some 3 terms back, I was visiting an exam center as an observer. So I was just sitting behind some student watching what they're talking about, listening. So some student was saying, "So I have some problem with some foundation course, I'm not getting answer or something." So student was suggesting, these people having a discourage portal. So you can go there, you can write your thing. So I think people also don't know the name. There are people, right? So we should promote and encourage all the students to come to the discourse, because there are a lot of content right now on the discourse. So if you just go through the discourse also, like for a particular course, you'll be enriched with the informations.
So, do you remember the name of consistent students who actively participate in your live sessions or actively ask their doubts in discourse? Would you like to give them a shout out?
I can remember the few names from my earlier sessions, like who I think they have already completed. So one was Kumar, one was Bimlesh,
Vimlesh, I was about to add.
Mehek, yeah, Mehek,
Lalit.
Lalit, yeah. So Afnan was a regular student, Pritodip, yeah. So he used to attend all the sessions. So these are few guys I can remember. There are many people actually.
In each course, we'll have some, 5, 6 students will be very active,
Mhm.
who will keep the traffic uh, on discourse or G space. So in each term, we get some favorite students actually. And in live sessions also, we would look forward to talking to them. We would wait for them to join. So I think in discourse as well as in live sessions, we do have a set of favorite students. There may be less intersection amongst them as well, because there are some students who are active on discourse but not very active on live sessions and vice versa. So that also happens. But
Yeah,
yeah, in
talking
each course
about
we do.
discourse, I can definitely remember Anupam. So
Right.
Anand was
Yeah.
very active in the discourse. Anupam also, he comes to the live session also regularly. Yeah,
There are quite a
there are
nice
many students.
people
Yeah.
who helps us in organizing session well. So they act like a bridge between instructor and
Hmm.
students. So, so I can recall AJR Vasu,
Shayan Ghosh. Shayan Ghosh, you
Shan
do a
Ghosh.
wonderful job
Yeah,
in
yeah. So
discourse. Yeah.
Shan Ghosh. And I actually met the very first term, there are a lot of good students and
Hmm.
they are still in the program. Right now, I'm unable to recall their names, but so the first 2, 3 terms were the best students I have ever met. So later also we are meeting students, but they are still they still remember us, they greet us, they message us one or
Right.
the other day. So that's a nice feeling that every instructor gets, and some student still remembers you and talks to you.
So, have you always had a knack for teaching, or is there any field that you are equally interested in?
Okay. For me, I was clear that I will be in teaching. I have been in teaching right from the beginning, yeah, exactly 20 years back. I started off with teaching, and I knew this is the direction that I'm going to follow. Hence, I did my PhD and all. Yeah, I was clear.
Yeah, I also wants to be in the teaching because I worked in an industry, but I worked over there as a trainer. So I have to make the freshers project ready. That was my job. So I was in a teaching role actually.
If I didn't become an instructor or in the teaching role, I would have become a math magician. So I always fancied to do math tricks in my.
You never showed us, Srikanth.
I can.
Please, in the next instructor talk.
Yeah. So I was actually planning one instructor talk on that.
Okay, good.
I will do that. But it's been a while. I did some tricks also. So I used to do with my ES students recently. So yeah, I started it back. So if I hadn't been an instructor or a teacher, I would have done that. But it's been 5 years where it's been already 5 years when I decided I wanted to be in the teaching. Right now, my complete goals and everything aligns in teaching.
Currently, all the students view you all as course instructors, right? So it's a very formal relationship. Is there anything about you that the students might not expect outside the academic world? For example, any hidden talents or any, extracurriculars that you all are involved in, or maybe you have some sports medals and all.
So I love playing chess, but not to the students level.
Something
I
like
used to play actually football in my school level. I have played for some clubs also. But right now, my only hobby to read a lot of books like novels and all. So that I spend my time. But yeah, that's mainly yeah.
well, is there something that when you tell the students they will not expect it, they'll be surprised. Something about you.
Nothing. I don't do anything
But
surprising. Yeah.
I still play video games.
Okay, I'm a good cook.
Could be surprising to them.
I prefer watching recipe videos over anything else.
on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you all rate your sense of humor?
Mine would be 7.5, I guess.
I will not rate myself.
Mine will be a conditional probability kind of thing. It depends on what kind of group I'm right now. So you can say it's a 0.5, like 5 out of 1 and 10. So I can be extremely funny and sometimes very serious, depends on which groups I'm right now in.
Okay,
So 5,
Priyadarshini,
yeah.
Arup is a very serious guy. Right now, you're getting a lot of fun stuff out of him. We generally don't get to see that, okay?
Do you all believe that there are no stupid questions? Or have you encountered any questions that just give you a headache?
Sometimes whenever people repeatedly ask the same question, I get irritated sometime in my live sessions, and but I don't feel it is a stupid sometimes. It's okay because some people need still clarification on what is discussed, right? The live session, the main problem is people can join at any time. So some people ask a question which is already asked. So that kind of problem would irritate me. Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with what you said. That is, there are no stupid questions. In particular, in an online setup, I completely believe to support that there are no stupid questions. In fact, every question leads to a discussion in live sessions. See, it may be stupid from somebody's perspective, but may not be stupid from the perspective of whoever is asking, right? So one thing leads to the other, especially in a live session, I would say, right? Because we want the students to open up in a live session. So even if they come up with stupid questions, I think they are helpful in a live session, both for the students who are present there as well as for the instructor, right? Yeah, there are no stupid questions.
Okay, even I believe coming to technical kind of questions, however stupid question it would be, it won't be a stupid question with respect to him or us. Okay. But there are couple of questions coming to an online setup. So in a live session. So there are some questions which I feel shouldn't be asked at that particular moment, which I felt stupid. Okay, so some student will join after half an hour or 45 minutes. Then he will just randomly unmute and he will just ask, sir, I just joined just now, what had happened till now? So that question will affect my flow of teaching and I will just stop there. So I don't know, like that I shouldn't get angry also at that moment. So I have to smile and say, Okay, it is already available in the YouTube. You just can go there and watch. See, if you are losing only 5 minutes, you can ask that. Joining after half an hour or 45 minutes, and you just ask like, what had happened till now? May I know what happened till now? So that's kind of breaking the flow. That I felt a lot. And the other, so this can be genuine to many, but what I feel is many students will ask a question and we will explain. And then after the final explanation, he will just unmute and say, sorry, sir, my connection got lost. Can you explain it once more? So that was, I feel that was the most stupidest way of saying I didn't understand what you said. So he, so there are certain, like, there may be genuine reasons where he lost connection, but I feel that's an excuse of saying he didn't understand my explanation and he is just asking me to re-explain it again. So these kind of questions sometimes feels like it shouldn't break the flow and
Okay, Srikanth, what you said, I think this may happen in the foundation level.
yes.
In diploma and degree, I haven't seen this happening, right? They
Yeah, so
join
in
after half
foundation
an hour
only,
and ask
Anamika.
us.
So whatever the sessions I have been, and
Right, right.
talk to my instructors also, no? So they feel kind of distracted or depressed after hearing this. So it will not be only once. So
Okay,
people will
okay.
come, go unmute and ask something which is not relevant to the discussion at all.
Okay, I haven't observed this in degree level at all. Degree level is a very serious and a good crowd, I would say. A good crowd in the sense that they don't do this kind of these kind of things. They ask good questions. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is your go-to snack for a long teaching session?
Dry fruits, a mixture of dry fruits.
I normally do better whenever I'm empty stomach.
No, for me, small glass of water.
Okay, I keep a small box of dry fruits mixture on my table to eat in case I need it. Yeah.
The
So,
moment I eat, no, it gives me a feeling I need to take some rest. So
I get
water is fine. Otherwise, like the seriousness comes whenever I'm in empty stomach. I don't know why it is. It's my psychology or maybe something.
so I still remember my first term live session, which went for 4 hours. I took continuously 4 hours without taking any break or anything. Like even I didn't sip a water. So I'm okay not eating anything during the session.
While taking a live session, have you ever accidentally shared the wrong screen or had an oops moment that you would like to confess?
Yeah, so we keep the camera off, right? Generally. So in one of the sessions, I don't know what happened, it got turned on. I realized it, I don't know, after a couple of minutes, maybe. I mean, nothing wrong, but I was not, I didn't want to show my face that day. But it was on for a couple of minutes and I turned it off.
For me, I have shared my email sometime. So I have to cut it afterwards, like in the YouTube. So that's
Oh, you
okay.
do that? That much effort you do?
Yeah, emails and all, like sometimes it happens only
No, cutting
twice or
from
thrice.
the.
Yeah, I do it. I cut it before putting it on the YouTube. And initial, like I used to show my face in my first year, but afterwards gradually I stopped it. Maybe I'll start it again, I think.
Yeah, I think it
Yeah.
should. I think we should make a habit of this. Brings in more personalization, like we were discussing, right?
Yeah, that can be one reason. Srikanth is saying, no, the first year students still recognize us. So first year we used to put our camera on. After that, we do not switch on our camera. So that's why
That
maybe a reason people do not recognize us now.
Right, that makes a lot of difference. Actually, I
Mhm.
agree. Maybe we should make it a norm. Once it becomes a habit, I think we won't have any
Mhm.
problem in keeping the camera on. I would just like to add something. So there was a student in one of the diploma and degree courses. So there was a student who was very active in the live sessions. And see, generally when somebody speaks, right, based on their voice, we get to estimate their age, right? But okay, this student who I'm talking about, who was very active in the live sessions, based on his voice, I had some idea of his age, maybe 30 or something. That was my guess. Okay, we make some image, right? The cameras were off for this from the student side, from our side as well. So one paradox I attended last year. Then I got to know this person is around 67 years of age. So that was a real surprise. I mean, firstly, it was a surprise that the student who I was thinking some 30 plus years old, he's some 67 years old. That was a huge surprise. Second thing was, it was too inspiring to know that this person who is actually heading a company, he was so active in all the courses that I was taking, wherever I observed him. It was really inspiring. It was motivating that despite other things, despite his age, he's so active. He's learning like a student in the course. So so there are several such stories which are really inspiring, which keep happening here and there in our setup. Yeah.
Anamika, I have a question.
Yeah.
So which one is more surprising to you? Meeting that student or meeting me?
Yeah, okay, you seemed in the meetings, right? You seemed
Yeah,
such a serious guy. Okay, and I had a different image of yours
yeah.
as well. You looked very young when I met you in Paradox, which I didn't think.
So I
Given
don't know,
your
out of
voice, you're
surprise,
so
you just
serious.
said, are you Srikanth, really? I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah. So you're so serious in all these Friday meetings that we have, right?
yeah.
Never smile, never, you know, making fun, never talk anything funny, right? But then when I saw you, you looked so young. Yeah.
What's the weirdest place that you have taken a class in or solved a doubt from?
Okay, whenever it is a class, I make sure I'm in my room. I haven't experimented anything like that. In a meeting, probably, a meeting I would have probably attended while traveling, of course. But that's not weird, I think, to answer your question. No, I don't think I have done that.
Or maybe solved a doubt on discourse or a chat in some party or something.
Yeah, that I would have done. Yeah, I would have gone to some place and I would have gotten a question. I'm getting bored wherever I'm sitting. So I thought, okay, let's answer this discourse question. That I would have done. Yeah. Yeah, that's the perks. These are the
Yeah.
perks of our job, right? uh, as in, you can work from anywhere. That is, I think, very good.
Yeah. Same thing is true about me. About discourse, I can remember in Paradox also, whenever attending function, I was answering some queries on the discourse. But yeah, again, like for the live session, I make it very sure that I have all the arrangement before taking the classes.
Yeah, same here.
So I still remember there is only one live session which I have taken on the floor. Okay, so no table. Table was so busy that day, and I was so like so angry with my wife that she is not making things proper. So one live session, I didn't even get my table to sit and take. So that session, I had no other option than to take it on the floor. I still remember that session, and that session was with my like no good mindset. I didn't even take it properly on.
What kind of preparation goes on before taking a live session?
So if it's a coding based live session, see, I want to keep it code with us kind of session. Okay, I am very particular about that, that if it is a coding based session, then the coding should happen there and then, right? As opposed to coming up with our own code and then running it on the screen, showing the code to the students and running it on the screen. I do not like that way of teaching code, as well as if I'm a student, I wouldn't like that way. So for a code based session, in code based courses, uh, I would like to code there and then during the session. That is my approach always. So I would do whatever kind of preparation that would require for the session. Yeah.
Yeah, for logistically, like for the arrangement, I have a setup. I don't have to change it a lot. So, but as far as the preparation academically, like with the content, yes, I try to revise my content and sometime I do ch some changes depending on the previous term feedbacks. Right? So those things I do. But as far as the setup and all, it's usually everything is fixed before the term starts. Srikanth.
Yeah, so I have improved a lot in my teaching style. So earlier I used to just go with blank page, just scribble whatever the doubt student asks, just scribble. So nowadays I prepare my own slides and own notes, and it is 70% ready before the session itself. And I'll just go into the session and then annotate the rest 30% of the PDF. And even from the student side also, it's widely appreciated, and I'm continuing doing that. For me, a solid 2 hours of preparation is definitely required to take a live session. That is how I prepare for my live.
Okay, then final question. Would you like to give any message to the students?
Okay, I would like to tell them, don't run after the grades, run after learning. Yeah, that's the mantra. See, especially in this setup, in this kind of setup, I think it's not a forceful one, right? Like students have to do graduation, it's not that kind of a degree. I think people are doing this because they want to learn, right? Of course, I understand people would have different intentions, right? Different motivations behind doing this degree. But I don't like when students crib about 1 or 2 marks so that their grade gets increased by 1 level. I think that's unnecessary, right? It doesn't help in the long run. I would suggest them to not run after grades, run after learning, go after learning, learn as much as you can. There are so many opportunities these days, especially so many platforms, right? Focus on learning, not on grades. That's all.
That is also the first point I wanted to mention correctly. That's should be always the first point. One thing we need to be little careful, like students, there are a lot of resources. So sometimes students, it's not students only, everyone. So people are right now no more careful about gathering the information rather than actually utilizing them. So maybe you should try to gather only those much information which is required and try to focus on executing your own tasks. So don't overload yourself with the information because you'll find large information, huge number of information available everywhere. So you can overburden with information now. So there was a time people don't want to used to get information. There was scarcity of books, there was a scarcity of notes. So those age now it's completely changed. So you're having so much information that's basically harmful, I think, in such way. So that's one thing. And second, the third thing I should say that you have to be little bit more interactive with your peers along with the instructor. So that is because it is an online course, right? So otherwise it'll be like you'll be doing everything in isolation, which is not good for a healthy study environment. So a healthy study environment required, you should interact with the instructor, you should interact with peers, so that basically creates a better environment for studies, right? So if you ask your any instructor, they'll be telling you that during their graduation, post-graduation, they've learned a lot of from their peers, right? So try to use all the forums. You are having lot many groups, right? You are having lot many um you have discourse, you are having live sessions. Every time you can interact with each other. There are talks, there are workshops, there are different platforms you can interact with the others, right? So try to use everything so that uh, that way you'll be benefited.
Adding to Anamika's and Arup's points, so as Arup said, so there is a lot of material available from us. They just have to make use of it. So they just have to spend some time with us or within themselves, go through the contents, learn something. So it may be anything. So if you are interested in learning math, you can learn math. If you are interested in learning something guitar or something, learn. So learning is always a good thing, and it is essential for every human being, is what I feel. So I like learning, and that is what I suggest to my students also. So keep learning and keep growing together.
Okay, then thank you so much for joining, and we will have another maybe next time when everyone is offline.
That will happen only during pandemic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
sure.
you.
Thanks.
Thank you.